The softness you've been too strong to feel welcome to soft girl era, the sacred pause where strong women finally exhale. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dole say, like sweet softness whispered in French. And today I had the profound honor of sitting down with Misha Louis. And let me tell you something about Misha. This is someone who has walked through fire, displacement, incarceration, mental health battles, and came out the other side, not just surviving, but building bridges for others still trapped in the flames. Misha's work, their resilience, their refusal to let trauma have the final word is changing lives. It's making the world softer, safer, more honest. And today I'm here to share what they taught me, what they're teaching all of us about how we learn to be soft in a world that only taught us survival. Here's the thing nobody tells you when you're busy being strong. Nobody warns you that one day you'll wake up and realize you've been holding your breath for 20 years, that the cape you've been wearing is not a symbol of power, it's a weight and it's crushing you. You've been so busy being the one everyone leans on that you forgot what it feels like to lean back. You've been so busy proving you can handle it that you forgot to ask if you even want to. And somewhere along the way, softness became a luxury you couldn't afford. Rest became rebellion. And asking for help became a sign of weakness you swore you'd never show. But here's what Misha Louis reminded me during our conversation. And here's what I need you to hear. Softness is not surrender. It's survival of a different kind. The kind that doesn't break you. The kind that doesn't leave you empty. The kind that actually lets you live. Misha knows this intimately. During our conversation, they spoke about resilience in the face of trauma, not the Instagram kind, not the motivational poster kind, but the kind that shows up in the middle of the night when you're alone with your thoughts and you have to decide whether you're going to let the pain define you or refine you. Misha has lived through violence, displacement, years in prison, immigration detention, and the kind of mental health struggles that don't come with a manual or a support group or a caseworker who actually cares. And yet here they are, still standing, still soft, still choosing hope. And that's the first thing I want you to remember from this conversation. No matter how deep the pain, no matter how complex the journey, it is possible to survive, adapt, and find purpose after experiencing the unimaginable. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. You are not beyond repair. And if you've been told otherwise, if you've been made to feel like damaged goods, like a lost cause, like someone who should just be grateful to still be breathing, I need you to know that's a lie, a cruel, suffocating lie. And it's time to stop believing it. Let me tell you about someone who refused to believe that lie. Misha Akbar, founder of Samama Health, is an immigrant woman of color who faced cultural taboos around mental health, personal trauma, and the uphill battle of building a business in a world that wasn't designed for her to win. She didn't just survive her story, she turned it into a platform. Sama Health now connects marginalized individuals, especially Black women, immigrants, people of color, to culturally competent mental health care. Because Misha understood something that too many of us forget. Your pain doesn't have to be pointless. Your trauma can become the bridge someone else walks across to freedom. And here's the kicker. Misha didn't wait until she was healed to start helping. She didn't wait until she had it all figured out. She started messy. She started scared. She started anyway, because that's what resilience really looks like. It's not about being unbreakable, it's about breaking and then choosing to put yourself back together in a shape that feels more like you. She faced the stigma head on. She dealt with people who told her mental health wasn't something you talked about, especially not if you're Black, especially not if you're an immigrant, especially not if you're a woman trying to build something from nothing. But she did it anyway. She built Sama Health brick by brick, conversation by conversation, vulnerability by vulnerability. And now her work is changing the narrative. It's broadening the conversation about mental health in immigrant and Black communities. It's showing people that seeking help isn't weak, it's wise. it's brave, it's necessary. That's resilience, not the kind that keeps you stuck in survival mode, but the kind that moves you toward softness, toward healing, toward a life that feels like more than just getting through the day. Now, let's talk about the second thing Misha Louis reminded me of during our interview: the power of transformation through education and community. Even during the darkest times, years spent in prison, immigration detention, moments when hope felt like a luxury you couldn't afford, education and supportive networks can spark profound personal change. I want you to sit with that for a second. Education, community, these aren't just buzzwords, they're lifelines. They're the difference between staying stuck and moving forward. They're the reason some people make it out and others don't. And I don't mean education in the traditional sense, though that matters too. I mean the kind of education that happens when someone sees you, really sees you, and says you're worth more than this. The kind that happens when you pick up a book that changes your perspective. The kind that happens when you sit in a circle with people who've been where you are and they tell you you're not alone. That's education. That's transformation. That's hope. Take Jamal Nesbitt, a Bahamian Haitian entrepreneur who grew up in a large immigrant family, navigating identity struggles, cultural displacement, financial hardship, and the weight of expectations that come with being the one who's supposed to make it. Jamal didn't have a roadmap, he didn't have a trust fund or a safety net. What he had was resilience, adaptability, and a community that reminded him who he was when the world tried to tell him he was nobody. Jamal turned every challenge into an opportunity for growth. He embraced his heritage, learned from every pivot, and became a successful entrepreneur whose story now inspires others in the Haitian and Black diaspora to see adversity not as a dead end, but as a catalyst for reinvention. Think about that for a second. Jamal could have given up. He had every reason to. But instead, he leaned into his community. He leaned into the people who believed in him, even when he didn't believe in himself. He leaned into the lessons his family taught him, the resilience his culture modeled for him, the strength his ancestors passed down to him. And that's what carried him through. Not perfection, not privilege, but connection, education, community. The reminder that he wasn't walking alone. That's what education does. That's what community does. It doesn't erase the pain. It doesn't make the journey easier, but it reminds you that you're not walking alone. And sometimes that's the difference between giving up and getting up one more time. It's the difference between believing the lie that you're not enough and knowing the truth that you're more than enough. It's the difference between surviving and thriving. Misha Louis talked about this during our interview. They spoke about the people who showed up when it mattered: the teachers, the mentors, the fellow inmates, the strangers who became family. They talked about how a single book, a single conversation, a single moment of connection can shift everything. And I believe that. I've seen it, I've lived it. And if you're listening to this right now, I want you to know that you deserve that too. You deserve the education that empowers you. You deserve the community that sees you. You deserve the support that reminds you that your story isn't over yet. Which brings me to the third thing I want you to remember: the importance of honesty and vulnerability. Sharing your truth without shame can be a path to healing, not only for yourself, but also for others who may feel alone in their struggles. Let me be real with you for a second. Vulnerability is terrifying. It's easier to put on the cape, to smile through the pain, to pretend you've got it all together. But here's what I've learned, and here's what Misha Louis confirmed during our conversation. Honesty is your superpower, your vulnerability is your strength. And the moment you stop hiding, you give someone else permission to stop hiding too. Jessie Wu is a perfect example of this. Jessie is a Haitian American comedian and entrepreneur who lost her job, faced financial hardship, and had every reason to give up. But instead, she started creating comedic content about her life. She got real, she got raw, she got vulnerable. And guess what happened? She built a massive following, became a viral sensation, launched a successful business, and now uses her platform to empower other Black women and immigrants to embrace their truth and pursue their dreams despite setbacks. Jessie didn't wait until her life was perfect to share her story. She shared her mess, she shared her struggle, she shared her humanity. And in doing so, she created a community of people who felt seen, heard, and less alone. She turned her pain into purpose. She turned her vulnerability into visibility. She turned her story into a lifeline for others who were drowning in silence. That's what Misha Louis is doing. That's what this platform is about. That's what your soft girl era is calling you to do. To stop performing strength and start practicing softness. To stop hiding your scars and start sharing your story. To stop waiting for permission and start giving yourself the grace to be human. To stop believing that you have to have it all together before you can show up. Because the truth is, none of us have it all together. We're all figuring it out. We're all carrying something. We're all healing from something. And the sooner we admit that, the sooner we can actually heal. Because here's the truth: the world taught us survival. It taught us to hustle, to grind, to push through, to never let them see you sweat. But survival is exhausting. And at some point, you have to ask yourself, am I living or am I just not dying? Am I thriving or am I just getting by? Am I free or am I just managing? And if the answer makes you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is the beginning of change. That discomfort is your soul telling you it's time for something different. That discomfort is your invitation to softness. Your soft girl era is the moment you choose living. It's the moment you drop the cape, set the boundary, say the no, take the nap, ask for help, cry the tears, speak the truth, and finally breathe. It's the moment you stop apologizing for taking up space. It's the moment you stop shrinking to make others comfortable. It's the moment you stop carrying weight that was never yours to carry. It's the moment you realize that rest is not lazy. Boundaries are not selfish. Softness is not weakness. And choosing yourself is not a sin. Misha Louis is living proof that this is possible. They've walked through hell and chose softness anyway. They've faced systems designed to break them and chose community anyway. They've carried trauma that would crush most people and chose honesty anyway. And now they're inviting you to do the same. They're inviting you to stop surviving and start living. They're inviting you to stop pretending and start healing. They're inviting you to stop hiding and start showing up as your full, messy, beautiful human self. So here's what I want you to do: not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready, right now. I want you to reach out for support. I want you to share your story with honesty and courage. I want you to know that vulnerability is a strength and that community can be a source of healing and empowerment. Whether it's seeking therapy, joining a support group, or simply speaking your truth to a trusted person, I want you to take one step toward connection and self acceptance. Just one step. That's all, not 10, not 100, just one. Because transformation doesn't happen all at once, it happens in moments, in choices, in the decision to be soft when the world demands you be strong, in the decision to be honest when the world rewards you for pretending, in the decision to rest when the world tells you to keep going, in the decision to choose yourself when everyone else expects you to choose them first. You are not alone in your struggle. Your story matters. Your pain has purpose. And your soft girl era is waiting for you on the other side of survival, but you have to choose it. You have to reach for it. You have to believe you deserve it because you do. You deserve the rest. You deserve the softness. You deserve the joy. You deserve the peace. You deserve the life that doesn't feel like a constant battle. You deserve to breathe without bracing for impact. You deserve to love without fear of loss. You deserve to be seen without having to perform. You deserve to be soft. So take off the cape, set the boundary, speak the truth, and let yourself be soft, not because the world has earned it, not because you've finally done enough, but because you are human. And humans were never meant to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. Humans were meant to rest, to connect, to heal, to love, to laugh, to live. Softness is not weakness. Softness is not surrender. Softness is the most radical act of self love you will ever commit. And you, my dear, deserve every bit of it. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Choose softness now. Choose yourself now. Choose life now. Because the world needs you whole, not broken. The world needs you rested, not exhausted. The world needs you soft, not hardened. And most importantly, you need you, the real you, the soft you, the you that's been waiting to come home. This is your invitation. This is your moment. This is your soft girl era. And it starts the second you decide you're worth it. So decide right now, decide that you're done surviving and ready to start living. Decide that you're done pretending and ready to start healing. Decide that you're done hiding and ready to start showing up. Decide that you're worthy of softness because you are. And your life is waiting for you on the other side of that decision.